I met T.J. Rogers quite a few years ago in the late 70s, just after he graduated from Stanford University with a PhD in electrical engineering. And T.J. came to see me. At that time, I was general manager for National Semiconductor. So I know T.J. very well from the point of view of business. And there is no question in my mind that he's one of the better executives in the semiconductor industry. He has tenacity, which is needed in this industry. He's a visionary. He's a man of many talents and many different interests. So one of his great interests is the football team, the Green Bay Packers. At the same time, you'll find out that if you want to know anything about whiskey, ask TJ. He studied whiskey, both Irish whiskey and Scottish whiskey, in detail. And I'm talking here about single malts because anything else TJ would not touch. Amazingly enough, he knows also a lot about Burgundy. He studied Burgundy. He studied how it's made, and recently, in the last 10 years or so, bought some land in the neighborhood here and has planted a vineyard or two, or now three, and he makes a very, very good Pinot Noir. I highly recommend it. Here at home, he's been very, very vocal in defending the semiconductor industry and also private enterprise and entrepreneurship. Being myself an immigrant, one of the things I liked about TJ is that he, with no push on my part or anybody else's for that matter, was a strong advocate of letting more immigrants in the technology and scientific area stay in this country, which is a problem that I think is very important to the high-tech industry. He on a number of occasions, testified in Congress on high technology issues, immigration issues, and subjects of this type. So he's a very, very committed person when it comes to civic activity. He is an innovator in many respects, and that's one of the reasons why working with TJ was always exciting. I mean, this is a person that doesn't hesitate to think out of the box.
The Valley Medical Center Foundation, as you know, supports Valley Medical Center, which is part of the Santa Clara Valley Health and Hospital System. We need strong champions in our community to look out for what VMC is all about, and TJ Rogers has been there for a very long time. TJ Rogers and Cypress Semiconductor are some of the strongest supporters of the VMC Foundation in our 20-year history. In fact, they've given millions of dollars over the years. I'll bet you that TJ Rogers has leveraged tens of millions of dollars into the VMC Foundation, and that goes directly into the health and hospital system and helps our patients. For example, a few years ago, he funded the Cypress Maternal Outreach Mobile. This is a van that travels around the county, and we provide ultrasound services to women who otherwise would have to spend nearly all day on a bus in some instances just to get to VMC to get an ultrasound. Going back further, Dr. Rogers and Cypress helped redesign our gymnasium for our rehabilitation center. What Dr. Rogers did was to provide funding to redesign our gymnasium, and we now have a phenomenal center which provides rehabilitation services to patients who have suffered a spinal cord injury and who are really looking to gain the most functionality back after their injury. Dr. Rogers was there for us, and we now have a beautiful gym as a result. TJ Rogers also has collaborated with other major philanthropists in Silicon Valley, people like John Sobrato, people like Dick Levy, and one of the things they created for us is a brand new cancer center, and in fact we're just now opening up the Cypress Radiation Oncology Suite for our patients who are fighting cancer. And some of the equipment that he's been able to provide for us is state-of-the-art, and not everything that you'd find in a public hospital anywhere you go. We may have the finest cancer suite available in a public hospital in this nation. It's incredible having him as a partner, as a supporter, someone who's looking out for us. That's what a public hospital really needs to be able to survive in the 21st century, is those strong community partners. And between TJ Rogers, Cypress, and some of the folks that have come on board, I think we're going to make it through this crisis.
So the culture at Cypress is very much a reflection of its leader, and like it is with many companies in Silicon Valley. And we have a very driven, hard-working, very honest, very open, very demanding boss. And it creates a culture of open behavior, people saying as it is, saying what they think, no political games, driving very hard to win in this business. That culture is not necessarily the culture that comes naturally in Irish companies. And one of the nice things is that we're able to bring people here, they work for a couple of years, and they go back, and they bring that culture back with them. Some of these guys are going to eventually want to go home. Maybe you're going to want to go home and become like the king of Cork, he said one time, and actually live on the high life, because back then Ireland wasn't doing nearly as well as it is doing today. So we decided maybe we should open a centre in Ireland. We went around, looked at a number of places, and eventually chose Cork. That's basically the beginnings of that connection, and then a number of those hires that we made in the mid-90s, late 90s went back, and then there's been transfers back and forth over the years. So in Ireland, the team had a very close relationship with the NRC, and the NRC and the University of Cork, the UCC Cork, together have a very strong program that brings out talented, well-educated students every year, at least it did in the 90s when the last time I was there on a regular basis. And they staffed the team in our design centre through those programs. At least 80% of the staff at Cork are actually from the local area, from the local universities. University College Cork, for example, has actually brought through many of the engineering talent that's in the team in Cork.
I'm proud that TJ is winning this award today because he doesn't seek out awards for his philanthropic efforts. He gives because he knows it's good for people, he knows it's good for the community, it's good for Silicon Valley, and he's not looking for an award. The prime motivator is making an investment in Silicon Valley, not just in the corporate side, but also in the humanistic side. But what a lot of people don't know is TJ's commitment to the individuals who live here, who maybe haven't done as well as some of us. TJ has a big heart, and he also has a real commitment to quality. You put that all together, and we're very proud at the VMC Foundation to receive his support.
You know, I am from Dublin. I grew up in Dublin and I left when I was 20. I never thought when I'd left I'd stay away more than 2 years. I mean, I remember us talking about it, and we're all having a bet who'd stay away the longest, because when I graduated in '84, there were no jobs for people like me in Ireland. So I left, and everybody said, oh, you'll be the first back. And still, I haven't gone back yet. I leave Dublin, I worked in Holland for a little bit, and then I come here in San Jose, and I find it amazing that 25 years later, here I am having the opportunity to see someone who I greatly admire win an award from a combination of Dublin and San Jose. And I think that's a lovely closure, and I think it's really nice that it happens for him.
This year, the San Jose Dublin Sister City program is pleased to present the 2009 Spirit of Ireland Award to TJ Rogers, founder, president, and CEO of Cypress Semiconductor.